I almost did it again. Hi there. Turn my mic on. I am back for more crocheting with you again today. We finished up our Charmander on Monday, if you were here for that. So I'm excited to start a new one with you. It's February, time for a new project, right? So today we are going to get started on our Eevee Pokémon amigurumi toy. She's super cute and I'm excited. It's from the same person that brought you the Charmander one up crochet. So this is Eevee. Isn't it cute? So that's what we're going to be doing. So if you want to go ahead and get your own pattern for this one, I find it easier to have it printed, obviously. Most people do, I guess. If you want to go ahead and get that, it's number one upcrochet.com, and here is that for you down there. And there's our little Eevee, our newbie. This one's super easy on colors. It's even easier than what Charmander was, even though he was basically orange. He had a few other colors thrown in there. Eevee is all light brown, and then some cream is what we're going to do. In the end, I'm going to once again probably switch up the eyes and give you a little walkthrough on the eyes for that, because I don't like using felt. But that's me. If you like felt, the pattern lays it out exactly what you need for felt colors, which are going to be black and white, and by the looks of it, potentially a dark brown. You would probably use black if you didn't want to use the dark brown for the ears, but it looks kind of light, or I'm sorry, dark brown to me. But I am going to kind of modify it myself and change it around so it's all yarn, because I like it that way. So that being said, we're going to get started. I wanted to apologize first off that I was late today. My son apparently was having a behavioral meltdown in class, which is not normal for him. So his teacher had texted me and I needed to go speak with him, find out what was going on with him. I think he's okay now, Lord willing. So the other fun note before I get started, even though I said I was going to get started a couple times now, is I got something exciting. And other people might find it exciting, but I totally did. If you know anything about me from watching my other videos, I have my quote-unquote signature color, which is a mint green. Most of my stuff is that color. I just think it's so pretty. I've got scissors that are that color. I've got a mouse that's that color. Clipboards. My machine that isn't back there anymore, but is over here instead. It's all as close to mint as I can get. Some of them are in the turquoise realm and tealish realm, because you can't always find it in mint. I've got water bottles. I've got this color out the wazoo. I'm a little psycho about it. But I bought myself some stuff, and I'm excited. So I got myself some office supplies. I know, super exciting, isn't it? It is for me though. So I got myself some office supplies. I got myself a new wireless keyboard and mouse. So this mouse that I love so much, I use for my laptop. This one's going to be used for my desktop here in my office, and I'm super excited about it. So I just wanted to show it to you. This is not really an unboxing video. I'm just happen to be unboxing it as we speak. So this is my mouse. Look at it. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. And I'm excited about this. A friend of mine has this also, but it is kind of like typewriter keys. Look at that. See, they poke up. They're not flat and all one. They're individual keys. So I'm excited to start using it. Yay! And then last but not least, which this makes me super happy because, well, it brightens up my desk a lot, because I had a black one. Woo! Oh, my mouse ran away. That's okay. Let me clean up my mess I just made. But I'm going to show you this here. Just remember, it was black, and this is a very very, very deep brown, almost black desk that I'm working on. And look at this. Boom! Isn't it beautiful? It's my new desk pad, desk mat, but it brightened up my office so much just by putting this down. And I'm so excited. And I know it's something silly to be excited over, but I totally am. So that's it. That's all I got. Okay. Now, for real, we're going to get started on this because I just had to share that because I was super happy that it showed up yesterday. And now it has just brightened up my room so much. So yeah. Okay. Here we go. So diving into Eevee here. So the very first thing you're going to need obviously is your yarn. Went to Hobby Lobby this morning, picked up some almost, I think, perfectly matching yarn. It actually looks like the picture. Can you see it? It looks similar, doesn't it? Unlike how my orange looked, even though it was orange. But I've got my light brown. This is what we're going to be working in for basically the whole time. There's going to be a little bit of cream on the end of a tail in the future, and then of course her scruff, but this is it. This is our jam. This is where we settle. Okay, so you're going to need that. You're going to need the hook of your choice. Once again, I am working with my 3.5 millimeter hook. So that's where I'm heading. If you want it bigger or smaller, obviously adjust your hook as you wish, because that is really a personal preference type of a thing. So here we go. We are using light brown. We are going to start with the infamous magic ring or magic circle that we all love so much when we make amigurumi. So that's what we're going to do. So magic circle. Ding! We are going to single crochet 6, you guessed it, into that magic circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Tighten that guy up a little bit, and if you're not familiar with it, we're going to do some increasing. And yes, it follows the same as we usually do. We're going to increase 6 times. 1 increase into each of those 6 stitches that we just did, all the way around, to bring us to 12. So that's 1, 2, that's 1 increase, 3, 4, it's 2 increases, and we're going to keep going around till we get to 12 stitches. And 12. Make sure that's nice and tight. All right, here we go. Round 3. We are going to 1 single crochet followed by an increase 6 times around for a total of 18 stitches. So 1 single crochet, 1 increase, so that's 3 stitches per set, 6 times around for 18 stitches in total. Last set, 1 single crochet and 1 increase. You should be at 18 stitches now. And just because we're heading that direction, I'm going to pause for a moment. Move my brand new keyboard out of the way. And I'm going to grab myself a stitch marker out of my handy bag here because it's coming and I'm going to need it eventually. You know I don't like to use stitch markers up until a certain point just because they get in my way a little bit. Alright, round 4. We're going to increase again. So it's going to be 2 single crochet followed by 1 increase 6 times around for a total of 24 stitches. That's 1, 2 single crochet followed by 1 increase. So that's 4 stitches per set. We're going to do that 5 more times for a total of 24. 1, 2 single crochet, 1 increase. So 4 more times. Last set. 1, 2, increase, and that should make 24. All right, round 5. Increasing again, we're going to do 3 single crochet, 1 increase, 6 times around, taking us up to 30 stitches in the round. So 1, 2, 3, then an increase. We're going to do that 5 more times for a total of 30 stitches. I dropped it. There it goes. We're back. Now I want to say I have one more set, but I am second guessing myself, so I'm going to count it real quick because I got distracted for a little bit in my head. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, I was right. Last set. 1, 2, 3, and an increase. And that makes 30. All right. Off we go to round 6. We're going to increase again. Shocker, I know. We're going to do 4 single crochet followed by 1 increase for a total of 36 stitches in the round. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet, 1 increase. We're going to do that 5 more times around. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet, increase, 36 stitches. I'm gonna pull some of this out. So I always work, for the most part, from the middle of my yarn skein instead of from the outside, just because I feel like it keeps it a little cleaner when I have to stack it away. But if you use a yarn ball or with a bowl or a spinner or whatever, obviously that's just preference. I use those too when I want to, or if I just can't. Sometimes you just can't find it coming out of the middle when you first start a fresh skein, and so I'll start from the outside. All right, round 7. We're going to do 5 single crochet with an increase for 6 times around for a total of 42 stitches. So keep increasing. We are almost through the increases. We've got, I think, 3 more rounds, including this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. Sorry, my neck was very stiff right there. All right, so that 5 times more until we have a total of 42 stitches in the round. So once again, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochet, 1 increase. So 7 stitches in total for each set. So I'm currently at 14 stitches. Don't let that mess up your count. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochet and an increase, bringing us to 42 stitches in our round. All right, round 8, increasing again, 48 stitches. This is going to be 6 single crochet followed by 1 increase 6 times around for a total of 48 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochet, 1 increase, and that's set 1. You can do that 5 more times. set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, sorry, and 1 increase for 48 stitches. All right, this is our last increase before we do something a little different. All right, we're going to increase to 54 stitches, so 7 single crochet, 1 increase, 6 times around. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single crochet, 1 increase. That's set 1. Do that 5 more times around for a total of 54 stitches in the round. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single crochet and an increase. You should be at 54 stitches around. Straighten my yarn out there. All right. Now, you're gonna hear that number a lot. This is where I'm gonna get my little stitch marker, insert it, because we're building up now. We're just going around 54 stitches for the next 6 rounds. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 7 rounds, 16. So 7 rounds. Do it this way if you know sign language. 7 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I lost words. They went away. 7 rounds of 54. That's what I was trying to say. 7 rounds of 54 stitches. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right? Off we go. This is where I like to just put my stitch marker in and I just go to town, basically. I don't even count anymore. I go around, and then once I'm a few rows up, I count how many rows I've done. Or if I'm not distracted by any means whatsoever, I just count my rows, or rounds rather, as I finish them. But I am not about to be counting to 54 every time. Not happening. Because it's not very enjoyable then, at that point. Kind of hurts your brain a little bit. That might be a little overreaching. But, unless you really like numbers, I mean, you could sing along to a song that's playing. You could be watching a TV show so you can focus on that instead of counting numbers. There are lots of things that you could do mentally. Have a conversation with your partner, have a conversation with your kids, a friend, have a complete phone call by the time you get through 7 rounds of 54 stitches. There are lots of things you could do mentally aside from sitting there counting to 54 every time. That's when I like stitch markers. And not to say that stitch markers are bad. They're a very handy tool. I just find myself hitting them or them putting holes into projects because the yarn didn't quite squeeze together because the stitch marker was in the way. So I use them less often rather than more often. But that's me. Again, you do you. Alright, now that I've completed a round, I'm going to put it into the side of the round instead of over top. So once again, it's not in my way. There we go. I also find myself incidentally pushing my stitch marker out sometimes. Just because of where my hand placement is. And so that throws me off, because then I gotta count everything back up again anyway. So today I am hoping to get through the head with you. That's the game plan. If we're lucky, maybe we'll make an ear as well. But I have a sneaking suspicion that that's not going to happen. But we'll see. Obviously, if you are a faster crocheter than I am, please feel free. Go get a drink, go get a snack. Start chatting with me. Put your stuff down. Chat with me if you're watching right now. If you're watching this later or on YouTube later, feel free to make a comment. Tell me what you're up to this weekend. What kind of stuff do you like to crochet when you're not hanging out with me crocheting this? Do you like amigurumi? Do you prefer blankets? Clothing? Random toys? I actually made a rattle for a friend a few weeks ago. So that was a little different. That was a new type of project for me. I hadn't ever done one like that before. Do you tend to stick with a certain genre of things? Myself, I'm a little all over the place. I started off in the Disney princess realm. I would make little bauble dolls and baby clothes that looked like Disney characters, Tinkerbell, Cinderella, things like that, and Disney princess blankets. So they were one of those, I don't want to say like a Snuggie because it didn't really have arms, so to speak, but it had holes for you to put your arms through, and then when you put the blanket over top of you and laid it out, it looked like a princess dress. They're cute. You can find those on Etsy. That's where I found mine, at least. Etsy has lots of cute stuff, as I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably know because you're a crafter and you get on Etsy and Pinterest because that's what we do. I have found Etsy, Pinterest, and YouTube to be the absolute best resources for crafting projects and ideas in all of my varying degrees of craftiness. Between paper crafting and crocheting and cookie decorating. Yeah, those are my top 3, that's for sure. Which they, of course, then lead to other places that I find. We're getting there, y'all. We're getting there. This makes 3 out of 7. These are the times when I wish I was a faster crocheter. A few years ago, I watched a video about this kid who I guess was considered the fastest crocheter on earth or something like that. I'm not sure. But this little boy he would sit and crochet like lightning speed and knock out projects like nobody's business. And if I'm not mixing up my crochet people in my head and the videos I've watched, he likes to go around and basically do like tree cozies around his neighborhood. Just to kind of liven up the neighborhood. Does them in all kinds of crazy colors. Just decorates his neighborhood with stuff. With yarn. But yeah, I watched the video about him and showing and work, and at the time I thought I did pretty well and went pretty fast, but then after watching him I was like, man, I'm slow. And if I knew his name I would tell you so you could look him up too, but I can't. But I'm sure if you just did a Google search for the world's fastest crocheter, he'd probably come up. Whether or not he's still currently the world's fastest crocheter, I don't know. But I'm sure you'd probably come across him. We're still going, we're still going, we're still going around the block. Do-do-do. I don't know what going around the block has to do with anything. But that's where we're going, I guess. In my head. Pause! Itchy nose. I often feel like these little fibers fly up into the air and just like to tickle the end of my nose sometimes. Even though I don't ever see anything like that. Felt like there was something on my nose. Probably wasn't. It's all in my head. But nonetheless, it's there in my head. Still with me? Are you done? Or are you still trudging away like I am? I think this makes 5. So 2 more rounds for me once I get through this one. I hope you're doing well with yours. And I hope my random rabbling? I don't know what that is. Rambling is annoying you too much. I just feel the need to fill the dead space. It's weird to sit in silence on a video sometimes, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got 2 more. 108 more stitches for Katie. So my kids have decided that they want to do YouTube videos. Now, mind you, they are kids, but they are growing up in this technologically advanced world where they see everybody can make an entire living off of YouTube, but don't quite understand the concept of having content that people would want to watch. Hence the reason why, you know, my channels aren't too high in numbers, because my content happens to be very specialized and only appeals to a certain number of people. However, I told them that I would let them record videos and I would post them up on my YouTube page. So if you're interested in seeing my kids be kids, essentially, is what it's going to come down to, check it out on my YouTube page. They're the first episodes for each of, or for 2 of my kids, the third one doesn't want to do it, will be up later today. So K, the letter K, the letter T, plays 2022. Same handle as Twitter here for YouTube. They have made their own Lego videos. So they play with their Legos and they do their stories for their Legos, and they have each other record each other's videos. So my son's had me cracking up because the majority of his quote-unquote storytelling, because he's using Jurassic World Lego sets, is a bunch of roaring and dino smashing sounds. There's not a lot of commentary or narration that's happening in his video. And they're really short, like 5-minute videos. Unedited. It's just my kids being my kids. My daughter's, on the other hand, hers is very narrated, very specific storylines, and she has built a whole street of places to visit and has named it Welcome to Lego Street. So it gets a little funny. If you have kids, I would encourage you to let your kids watch my kids' videos, just to make some other kids happy. That's all they want. My daughter asked me the other day how her video was going, and I made her sad when I told her I hadn't put it up yet because I've been incredibly busy this week. I overextended myself this week. Did way too many things on the same day and had a lot of paperwork to go along with it. So I'm getting there. Includes building a rocket. I don't know if you can see it back there. I don't think you can. I think Eevee's covering it up. Let's see. So I have, there you go. So this guy right here, a little bit in this shot. So this is going to be a rocket. That's just the top half of it. So it's pretty big. It's pretty wide. I could probably put it over my head. But that was one thing. And then I had multiple things happening on the same night, Wednesday night, for my Awana group. And I had to type up everything for it and get booklets printed out. All in just a couple of days because, you know, that's how I operate. I hate being stressed, but I constantly put myself in stressful situations. Who knows? I'm a little weird that way. I thrive under pressure, but I get stressed out under pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. We are through. Moving on to something new. I'm just going to try and push that hole out that I don't ever like from the stitch marker. Okay. Round 17. This, by the way, goes to round 26, just so you know. So we are halfway through, as it is. All right, so round 17, we're going to be working in the front loops, okay? Now, mind you, if you watched my Charmander one, I have never made one of these before, okay? I am brand new to working through this with you, so if I make an error, it's because I misunderstood something or I just didn't get it at first. So if I make a mistake, I promise I will fix it, and I'm sorry if it messes you up, but we're working through this together. So here we go. So round 17, in the front loops only, okay? We are going to do 3 single crochet. And because this is a funny one, I'm actually going to keep my stitch marker just so I know where to stop. All right, front loops only. 3 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3 single crochet, 6 increases, so that's 1, 2, 3, oh, almost 3, that was half, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 3 single crochet, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 42 single crochet in both loops the rest of the way around. So the first bit was front loops only. This part it's going to be both loops. Okay, 42 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, through. $40, $41, and $42, right as I'm about to pop that stitch marker out. Okay, got it? All right, round 18. We're going to do some more increasing. This will be the last increase we do. And then in a moment we'll start decrease. Close it up. Finish up the head. All right, so round 18 is going to be 9 single crochet, 1 increase, taking it up to 66 stitches. By the way, since I think I forgot to say that, the last round, round 17, with the front loop section, you should have ended with 60 stitches. So if you want to take a quick second, count back those stitches, make sure you've got 60, go right ahead. I'm going to go ahead and move into round 18. We are increasing to 66 stitches. So 9 single crochet, 1 increase, 6 times around. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 single crochet, 1 increase, and do that 5 more times. Halfway through. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and increase for a total of 66 stitches. Whew. All right, now rounds 19 and 20, so 2 rounds. We're just going to build that up a little bit, 66 stitches around, 2 times. All right, here we go. Just going around. See that little bit of that mouth shape, and now we're going to smooth out the mouth shape, and then we're going to start taking it back down to close out the whole head, and we will have the first piece of Eevee all done and complete. I will say that's one of the things that I love about crocheting, and if you knit, you can probably say the same thing about knitting. It is just fascinating to watch something like this turn into all these different things. Turn into an article of clothing, turn into a toy, and so many times it's all continuous. I mean, this whole thing, this whole shape that we've created here is just one giant piece of string just twisted around each other, and It's a fascinating concept when you break it down, in my opinion. And it's almost like you could kind of equate that to your life and be like, this is why when you pull a thread, it can unravel your whole existence. Because we're connected. So many different facets of our lives are stuck together in such a way that you pull one, you pull the others. Relationships, especially. There's a lesson in here. I know it. That was round 19. We're going to do round 20. And then we will start our decreasing. To close off and finish out our Eevee head. Make sure you've got some fiber fill nearby because we're going to stuff her head while we're at it. If you're going to put a nose on, we're probably going to be doing that too. And I take it all back. I just read ahead the instructions. See, I told you I was going through it with you. Just read ahead on the instructions. We're not necessarily apologize. We're not going to be necessarily closing it off just yet. Now, when I use noses or safety eyes or something like that, I use the safety noses as well. Ash here, who is the wonderful creator of these patterns over at One Up Crochet, likes to insert them after the fact, I have noticed. I don't know if she, uses sew-in ones or what exactly she uses, but I use safety noses. So when we go to put the nose into our dear Eevee, that is what I will be using. Almost through round 20 here. A few more stitches left to go. All right, round 20 is over. Now it's time for decreasing. All right, round 21. First decrease, here we go. I'm just pulling some more of my yarn out here. All right, we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, 6 times. Okay, so 1 decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease, that's 2, 1, and then a decrease, that's 3, 1, decrease of 4, 1, decrease at 5, 1, and then a decrease at 6. So that's 6, okay? Shaping out that snout. And now we are going to go 48 stitches around for a total of 60 stitches for that round. So 48 single crochet around. 3, 4, 5, halfway through. Last few, and done with that one. So that's 60 stitches you should be at now. All right, next round, round 22, we're going to do a lot of decreasing. Okay, we're going to do 3 single crochet followed by a decrease 12 times. We're going to do that 12 times. That's going to pull us down to 48 stitches. So 60 to 48. All right. Here we go. So it's 1, 2, 3 single crochet, 1 decrease. That's set 1. We're going to do that 11 more times. 1, 2, 3, decrease, halfway through. Last set. 1, 2, 3, and decrease. Whew. Right. And yes, you will find I use my stitch marker more on decreasing than increasing. high, but going down is not as bad as going up or with a stitch marker. I know I make no sense. That's okay. I can handle that. Alright, next round we're going to do some more decreasing. So round 23 is going to be 6 single crochet with 1 decrease, taking it down to 42 stitches. So 6 single crochet, decrease 6 times around. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochet, 1 decrease. Do that 5 more times. I decreased 1 too soon. Just make sure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 1 too soon on my part. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and decrease. Alright, you should be down to 42 stitches. Alright, and we're going to drop it to 36. So 5 single crochet, 1 decrease, 6 times around, for a total of 36. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochet, 1 decrease. We'll do that 5 more times. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and decrease. Alright, just a few more rounds and we are done. I'll get my stitch marker out. Okay, we're going to drop it back down to 30. So we're going to do 4 single crochet followed by 1 decrease, 6 times around for a total of 30 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. We'll do that 5 more times. last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way through, and a decrease. All right, it's our final round. Last one. Sorry, I was reading ahead. It's one of those times where I'm confused, so we'll figure it out together, won't we? All right, so this time we're going to do 3 single crochet followed by 1 decrease for a total of 24 stitches for the round. 3 single crochet, 1 decrease, 6 times for a total of 24 stitches for the round. So that's 1, 2, 3, decrease, then 5 more times, last one, 1, 2, 3, and a decrease as my stitch marker falls out. Shove her little snout out there. Oh look, she looks just like Charmander. How about that? All right, now this is where I have to study for a second. Because it says to single crochet forward 10 single crochet. And my guess is just to bring us around to a certain point. So in the future, we might backtrack to this. Just keep that in mind, as maybe something I'm not realizing pans out and I have to fix something. So in the meantime, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to add 10 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Like I said, in my head, I'm thinking that this is going to have to deal with the assembly process, and that's why we're doing that. Okay, so we are going to finish off our head today with a slip stitch and leaving a long tail for sewing. I need my scissors. Who would have thought they were that color, right? All right, I want to leave a ridiculously long one just in case I have to fix something later. I'm going to pull that through. Voila. And now you can see the head of our Eevee. There we go. There's our Eevee. See her coming along. But yes, she looks very much like a brown Charmander right now, because that's exactly, pretty much, exactly how Char looked like when we started him. So there we go. That's going to be it for today. It's about what I expected. So next time we're going to continue working with our very brown yarn. I'm just going to stuff this in here for now. Feel free to stuff your head so that it's done. You don't have to worry about it later. I'm just going to use it to collect my stuff right now, and I'll stuff everything all at the same time personally, but you can stuff your head if you would like to. I'm going to wait because we're going to have a nose assembly, or nose insertion rather, later. So that's going to go here on the end of the snout. So next time we're going to work on the ears and probably the body. Maybe we'll just do the body because it's going to be a bigger piece than the ears. We'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll start with the body and go back to the ears. We'll see. So I will be back again on Monday, the 6th of February. My kids have school, so that means I'll be here. Because that's usually what throws me off my schedule, is if they've got a holiday or a random day off for some reason. But I will be here this Monday, or next Monday, whichever way you say that. And I hope to see you there as well. And we will continue making our Eevee up. And I also have a yarn group tomorrow where we're going to be doing some more crocheting. So I'm hoping to actually finish my Charmander up. So if you recall, I left it only halfway assembled for the sake of time, and I don't have time to go back for him. So right now he's still a little half lizard guy. But I'm hoping to get him all done tomorrow at my yarn group, and then I'll be able to show him to you finished and completed on Monday. So yeah. Alright, that's it for today. Y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye!